Welcome to part 3 of our flip notes on waste management and recycling. So we're going to pick it up right from where we left off, and we're going to talk about steel first. Remember, steel is metal, and metals are the number one product that we recycle, number one thing that we use that we do recycle, other than batteries. Batteries was high, but you don't typically use a car battery every day. Now, about 70% of all metal is used just once and discarded. The remaining 30% is recycled. So even though it's the most recycled material, we probably could do I know we can do a much better job with recycling it. Now, making tin cans from recycled steel takes only 1/4 of the energy needed to make them from new steel, and creates only 1/4 of the water and air pollution created by making cans from new steel. Each year, enough energy is saved by recycling steel that we can actually supply LA with electricity for almost 10 years. Here's another interesting fact. Every 20 minutes, so within a class period, and a class period is a little over 40 minutes long, every 20 minutes Americans dump enough car into salvage yards to form a stack as high as the Empire State Building. So in an average class, we can actually stack the cars up to be 2 Empire State Buildings. That's how much metal we throw out in the form of used cars or old cars. Motor oil. A lot of times we don't think about recycling motor oil, but we can. You know, if you go to a place and get your oil changed, well, they recycle it for you. But if you replace it at home, if you change your oil at home, what do you do with the used oil? Well, producing motor oil from crude oil requires 42 gallons to yield just 2.5 quarts. Now, if we take and we refine used motor oil, if we take the oil from our cars that we used and we repurpose it, now it only takes 1 gallon to yield that same 2.5 quarts. So it saves a tremendous amount of oil by recycling oil. We can recycle tires. A lot of times we don't think about that. Every year, at least 1 billion tires are discarded throughout the world. And it takes around 22 gallons of crude oil plus steel and natural rubber to make a new tire. Oop, it flashed there twice again. I'll have to get rid of those transitions. Now, worldwide scrap tire. About 50% of all tires are just shredded, buried in landfills. And about 40% are incinerated to create electricity, but only 10% are recycled. Now, one of the interesting facts about recycled tires, we actually have a company right here in town called Humane Industries. They're located back behind Cisco, back behind Farm and Fleet. If you go back behind those businesses, they got a blue harvester silo. At least I think it's a harvester silo, but it's a blue silo there where they'll keep all the scraps in while they get it. And they actually use the rubber tires to scraps and actually create livestock mats. And they create more than just livestock mats. They'll create mats that, well, if you go to our weight room, on the floor you got that rubber matting. They create those types of mats, not only for livestock, but for weight equipment, for the back of your truck. They create products for Harley Davidson. When I toured Harley Davidson once, all the workers were standing on mats, and those rubber mats were created here by Humane Industries. So here are some of the workers, and they're pressing the mats, they're creating the mats. One thing that I do want to cover, this is going to be on the test, Earth Day is a celebration of our Earth. And Earth Day came about in 1970, and Earth Day is on April 22nd. And one of the founders was actually Gaylord Nelson, who was actually a United States Senator from Wisconsin. And this was a movement to help protect the Earth. And a lot of it came about from Rachel Carlson's book, The Silent Spring, which really took a look at what we're doing to our environment and opened the eyes of a lot of people. And this Earth Day, this first April 22nd, this first Earth Day, actually led to the United States Environmental Protection Act, as well as other legislation that was really designed to protect the environment. So it really brought to the front the Earth, what we're doing to the Earth, and how we can protect the Earth. Now, one of the other things you're going to have to know for the test are the 3 R's. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Obviously, reduce is just reducing the amount you use. Reuse, obviously, is reusing. And obviously, we know what recycling is because we just spent some time talking about recycling. So as always, if you have any questions, please bring them to class, and we'll see you on the flip side. Take care.